Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Let's thank our members first. Overlanding 11B, Cots, and Crazy Boo, thank you for being the full crew members. It helps a lot, you have no idea. Thank you all the Fox Band members and all the Fish Band members for helping out, you know, it helps a lot. And let's get into it. So today we are flying out the Draken, but the premium version. I wanted to see for myself where where aircraft would be, you know, especially after the BR changes that we had last week. And yeah, to be honest, it is considered one of the best premium aircraft that we have in the game. To be honest, it is a very good one, but it just lacks a little bit of some things, you know. I still rather take the MiG-21 SPS or the MiG-21S, maybe the F5 as well, just because it is kind of a problematic aircraft in a certain way, as you see there. The missile kind of situations happening are problematic, you know. R60s, Ms, and AIM-9Ls and stuff like that, they kind of ruin the game for this aircraft. And to be honest, it is usable, but you just have to keep away from the A10 and the Su-25 when you see them. Because if they decided that you must die, you will die. That's basically it. You know, it's almost impossible to evade a missile like that without flares, you know. And yeah, this aircraft doesn't have any. It is a very good aircraft, but without flares, it's kind of problematic in that sense, you know. It's still one of the best interceptors that we can see in this BR, you know, the acceleration and the speed and stuff like that, and also one of the best turn fighters in this BR as well. So it is a very scary aircraft in the turn fights, you know. It basically wins against basically anybody, you know, any aircraft. So yeah, is it worth it? I don't know, man. To be honest, it depends if you really enjoy the Draken, maybe. I'm not the best pilot, as you see, of the Draken. But, I mean, it has its problems, but it is a very good aircraft. If it's worth it, I still think that you have to put in a perspective that it is not a very easy aircraft to fly, you know? It is an aircraft that really needs kind of a learning curve to actually learn the aircraft. You have to play a lot to be actually good on it, great on it. It is a good aircraft, and I know in the comments people will say, "Oh, but it's an amazing aircraft. What are you saying?" Yeah, but for most people, aircraft that have low ammo in the cannon they don't have the best missiles ever. The aircraft can break very easily sometimes. The guns are very separated from the nose. They are like in the middle of the wing, almost. So it is, yeah, it's not a very easy aircraft to learn. You know, it's kind of hard. It's not impossible, but it is kind of hard. Obviously, you have the AIM-9Bs, and these missiles in this BR is already kind of bad, you know. And I mean, the most amount of kills that you will get is with the cannons, and especially, I don't know if it was uh, like ever. From since the beginning when it was added, it was like that. But the J35, it doesn't have tracers, just like the J37. So it kind of becomes a problem, you know, that you kind of don't have, you're not used to these cannons, and they are separated from the nose, and they don't have tracers, which can be difficult to hit, you know, sometimes. You will see me losing some battles, or not battles, but just missing some shots that you would be like, come on, that was kind of easy. Yeah, right. So yeah, it's problematic. And the main thing is the survivability of this aircraft is no. Basically, it's not a very good aircraft in that matter. Not because of the aircraft itself, but as I said, due to the missiles that you are facing. You are facing a lot of very good missiles, and yeah, it's complicated, you know. As you see here, the A5 is coming, and I fired a missile, and there's basically nothing I can do about it. So, yeah, it's kind of weird, right? But I don't know, it's not that bad, but it is a problem with the aircraft. Okay, so you really have to like be smart when playing with this. It's not like as I said, the F5 is just a very easy aircraft in all the F5's videos that I did. It's just an aircraft that you hop in and you just fly and it's fine. You know, even though it's a 10.3 aircraft, obviously this is a 9.7. But as you know, aircraft from the BR like 9.3 until 10.0, they basically all face each other. There's no down tier in this kind of situation. There was one battle that I did all of, I mean, 10 battles that I played again with this aircraft that I got a down tier kind of situation, but it is rare, kind of rare, you know. As you see, you can evade the missiles, but it's not reliable, and especially at rear aspect. At front aspect, you can do some crazy maneuvers to just like make the missile lose the energy, but at rear aspect is, it's hard, man, it's hard. So yeah, you just have to consider that, okay? Another thing that I kind of found to be a funny problem that I had was that this aircraft is just, you don't have a lot of reach to hit targets, so you normally lose a lot of kills, or people just steal your kills. It's just kind of weird, but I think it's because of due to the missiles and cannons that you normally face here. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But it is just a matter of the 9B not having the most amount of range and the cannons not having a large amount of range as well. It kind of becomes kind of a weird situation, right? So yeah, but even with those problems, it's still one of the best. As I said, if you are buying an aircraft for the aircraft itself, I would say that the F5 and the SPS and the MiG-21S, they're better options. They're just easier to use. The MiG-21s is debatable because a lot of people play that aircraft and don't like it, you know. But in my opinion, it's just probably because I have more experience on that. It is just a better aircraft, an easier aircraft, as I said. And the F5 is just easier, right? But so if you are buying it because of the aircraft itself, I'd say it's not that good. There are more capable aircraft out there. Another problem that he has, it is the fuel consumption, as you see on the left side there, 5 minutes already, and it burns a lot of fuel. It doesn't have a lot of fuel, so you have to be careful with that. Like 2 to 3 times I lost all the fuel that I had on the aircraft, and I had to just glide to the airfield. So yeah, it's a bit of a problem too that you have to be concerned about it. But yeah, another, I mean, thing that normally people think about when buying an aircraft is the nation. It's another nation that kind of doesn't need an aircraft like this to grind. You know, Sweden doesn't have a lot of aircraft to grind, so it's not hard to grind. I would still take the premium time if you're going to buy this, and just, you know, use it to research everything. You will enjoy more flying the Swedish aircraft, and you will just learn a little bit more on how they fly, even though the Draken is completely different from anything else, but still it's more likely that you will be a better top tier pilot in Sweden if you play more of the Swedish aircraft, you know. But yeah, it's the same principle as Israel, right? It kinda doesn't need a premium for you to just grind. It really does not. So yeah, it's alright if you want to, yeah, but it doesn't need to, right? And then there's the thing about the bonuses and stuff. I mean, you can always buy an aircraft and put a talisman on it, or wait until another premium comes. But as I said, Sweden doesn't need premiums. I mean, every nation should have premiums, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't change much, you know. You'll be just flying this aircraft until you get the vegan, and then you are going to jump for the vegan. It's kind of a weird way to do things, but still, each person to its own, right? So yeah, so for those reasons, I don't think it's very worth this aircraft. If you had the AIM-4, maybe radar guided version. I don't know if the J35A ever used that missile, but if you had a missile like that, it would be a little bit more worth it, because you could get people on a head-on more easily, you know, at longer ranges a little bit. But right now, I mean, it's problematic. And this is one of the matches that I wanted to show. This is like the normal match will be like this. So yeah, you see some F-86s there, Yak-38, but also you see a Su-25, you know. So it's a very mixed matchmaking, you know. You have subsonic turn fighters, and you have supersonic bombers, and early 50s, late 40s aircraft together with attackers from the late 70s. So oof, it's a very weird matchmaking. I would just stay out of this BR, to be honest. If you are not the 10.3 aircraft or 10.0, even depending on the aircraft, just stay out of this BR range. It's not very healthy for you, you know. But yeah, this is kind of a match that was more like a down tier kind of situation. We had the Su-25 there, which is on the same BR as us, you know. So yeah, it's basically then the MiG-15s and stuff like that. So 8.7s and stuff like that. So this is kind of the situation that you will face. So if the Su-25 doesn't go up, this will be even dangerous when in a down tier because of the Su-25s, right? But normally you can dogfight anything and can win the dogfight against anything, you know. That was just a poor shot by me. And yeah, as you're going to see, it's kind of hard to aim these cannons. They don't kind of hit. They have a weird way to hit. Yeah. And then the guy just was created and nothing else changed. So yeah, I don't know, to be honest. I really don't. But I still think that it's not worth it, to be honest. If you ask me one premium to buy, I would say the SPS or even the Su-25 right now, right? The Su-25 is dominating right now, so for now the Su-25 would be a better option, for example, or even as I said, the SPS. I love the SPS because it is a MiG-21. It is fast enough, it turns very well, and it has R60s, which always helps, or the R13M1 as well. So yeah, it's an aircraft that it has a lot of potential in the right hands, but in my hands, not really. Right, not very used to these kind of aircraft, but I know a lot of people that fly these, that you can beat even F-14 in this aircraft. So yeah, it's something more personal than that, you know. But yeah, this video actually was suggested by one of the Fulcrum members, Crazy Bull. So yeah, thank you for actually giving me the idea of doing this video. I always wanted to fly the J35, but I never got into it, you know. So I got the rental, and yeah. And as you see, I mean, against MiG-17s and A4s and stuff like that, I mean, poor guys, right? They turn better, they worse than me, they accelerate worse than me, they're just a worse aircraft. This is like, I mean, I don't know exactly the year of these aircraft, but it is as close as a MiG-21 as can be, you know. So it's basically a MiG-21 flying against a Sabre, right? I mean, the Sabre can win, but normally you will lose. So yeah, the Draken is basically the same, right? So yeah, but don't get too excited about these BR, because normally you won't be getting a down tier. Normally you'll be getting an up tier with a lot of A10s firing 9Ls, some even F-104Gs and S's. I saw a couple of them flying around sometimes. So 10.7s, right? So it's problematic, but yeah. Here I tried to make him think that I didn't have any missiles anymore. As you see, I fired a couple of them. I didn't have much fuel, and I waited until he kind of gave up shooting flares, shot the missile, got the kill, and let's RTB. As you see, another match that I'm kind of out of fuel. I ended up having no fuel getting close to the airfield, and I had to glide it down to the airfield after this. So yeah, it's a problem that you always have to think about in Swedish aircraft, you know. All of them have a bit of this problem in the higher tiers, you know, the J35, the J37. So yeah, and this was the last guy. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this aircraft. I know a lot of people love it, I know a lot of people hate it. So let me know what you think. Do you think it's better than the SPS or the MiG-21S? Do you think it's worth to be the best premium out there? I still think the Su-25 is a better option, but I know a lot of people love this aircraft because of these. the turn ratio of it. So yeah, it's kind of a kite, right? So yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about the aircraft, and I see you guys on the next one. So bye guys, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye.